So thank you for bringing us here and letting us know like what the what's impacted you thus far. If we were going to have a life-changing conversation, because that was the prerequisite of today. If we were going to have a life-changing conversation, what would we need to talk about today, Philippa?
Where I'm stuck right now, which is my own creation, but I am still struggling with it. And I just want to say it out there in the world. You know, I can look powerful, but shit pomfret, I can really struggle deep inside and have my days where I feel this big. And I, you know, the imposter syndrome sort of, you know, appears as this huge monster in front of me, and I get pretty scared. And I think I'm choosing a path right now, which is both scary and exciting for me. But the last few days, I've been siding on scary, which makes me think that a conversation, lifting that, looking at that, is going to help me get back into that sweet spot in the middle where it's exciting and whether it's and when it's scary. And it's struggling with those emotions and being kind of embarrassed about them and frustrated about them, going, you know, this is, hello, again, this sort of like self-talk inside of me just doing its best to stop me from taking steps and moving, creating that free space that Beata wants. I can see myself doing it, and yeah.
What happens when you see yourself doing it? I'm like, you say things like, well, that was stupid. You're there's what's the energy like that? Like, tell me like when you see yourself moving either too scared or whatever, like just tell me a little about that.
Okay, I can tell you about the feelings that I get,
Yeah.
that I've been feeling, right? And it's like I get to the point where I suppose it's like a pressure building up, but in some ways I also feel that it's constricting.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not, yeah, I suppose it's like a part of me that is trying to get out, where there are other sides of me, the saboteurs or whatever you want to call them, that is the gremlins, the that are like chaining me in at the moment. And it gets to the point where, you know, I have this sort of pressure in my breast and in my chest and in the sort of like, and almost a sort of feeling of suffocation. And and it's like there's a part of me that is pushing me so hard, but kind of in the wrong direction. And there's the other side of me that can see me doing that and go, back here. And it's like trying to move this glacier as though it's, you know, going back on track, or as though I would like to be able to lift this weight or clean up that mess. It's sort of get that obstacle out of my path, because I know it's temporary, because I've been there before. But I also, it frustrates me when I land there, because I'm like, so what did I do last time to actually get further on here? What was the trick? What was the
yeah.
You know, could I have that little golden sort of solution that I can just implement every time I feel like this?
Yeah. I like, thank you, Philippa. Like, you're describing these sensations, and I don't know about you, Beata, but I got like this sense of like, oh, there's a lot going on in Philippa's world. There, like you talked about, there's a pressure building. I could feel like a sense of like, oh, there's pressure around, and it feels almost like the pressure to have got to get it right. The pressure, like the the thing that got me as you were talking, because I was also paying attention to my body as you were talking here, and it was like the pressure and the constriction, you know. You talked about like like both of those feeling simultaneously, and what was getting to me was I'm like, oh, like, was that what I experienced? Did I experience her like having this immense, what makes her interesting is this immense positive energy, the fact that she has all this here, uh and was it was I in the process of seeing her constrict herself in that moment? Is that what stuck out to me? Because like I don't like I wasn't expecting to make any comments there, but intuitively it was like, oh, this is not something to just let it go. I question for you, like the sense that I get right now is that you talk about pressure and constricted and such. I think of like a plumbing system, you know, and I think about like this plumbing system that's like, I want more. And it's like trying to like, it's like the pressure is building. It's starting like trying to go past the piping. And at the same time, it's like, no. And it's like being clogged and constricted. And there's like clamps that are all coming all over it. And it's like trying to find its way outwards. Uh, and the word unbridled came to mind, and as well as the word channeled. Like to be in flow. I'm like, what if the things in my mind right now are just like, what if the constriction that you're adding to yourself is actually the thing that's adding the more pressure? And instead, if instead of constricting it, like, what would happen if you went the opposite direction? What if you just allowed it to, I don't know if it's the opposite, because the opposite is also true. So let's leave the opposite, but like cool. We see that you've been taking the path of constricting, right? Um, and we see how it's serving you right now. What might be a path that might serve you even better than constricting yourself when these things come up?
We're just getting started. Click on the link below to watch the full conversation and go to niyamaashan.com/tribe to get additional resources and exclusive invitation to tribe only events. Journey on.